Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. So today's tutorial, well, it's not really a tutorial, it's kind of a tutorial slash conversation. I was thinking a lot about this over the past couple of days after just getting back from my Charleston back-to-back workshops, and the conversations that people have to themselves about their painting journey, their creativity, etc., etc. So many people doubt themselves. I've noticed this in the workshops that, people are like, oh, I don't like it, I don't look good. And they don't see how wonderful their progress is. They don't see how wonderful their stuff is. They have something in their head. I've noticed this on my Facebook group from my Patreons that someone's like, I'm not good enough to come on your retreat. I'm like, what do you mean you're not good enough to come on my retreat? You don't have to be a professional artist to come on my retreat. The whole point is to come, to learn, and to experience and explore. I myself have issues with certain things that I'm trying to work on. All my artist friends do the same thing. They're constantly working on things that they're struggling with. They're working on maybe portraits or urban sketching or whatever. It's the stories you tell yourself. It's the negative stories you're telling yourself. Just like people say negative things about their body and their face. That people do that about their art. And you got to stop. You just have to stop. You have to stop comparing yourself to others. You have to stop comparing yourself to people who have been painting for 30, 40, 50 years. You're not going to be them, and you're not going to be them because you're you. And I think I've had this conversation a while ago here on YouTube, but I'm having it again because I keep seeing this happening over and over again. And I think you should just be happy with the fact that you're trying something new. You're exploring this part of your brain, the creativity part of your brain, and just enjoy the process. Don't get so bogged down in the details that yours, oh, look, I don't want to post this picture because it doesn't look good enough. I don't want to show this picture, it doesn't look good enough. Yes, you should, because you're going to look back at that picture you posted maybe a year ago to now, and you're going to see the progress, the journey that you went on, right? That you've matured in your creativity, you've matured in your painting, and see where you struggled and that you maybe overcame, right, in your painting or art journey, drawing, whatever, etc., etc. I just think people tend to tell themselves the negative part of them, the process, and it should just get out of your head. And maybe it's because some lousy art teacher told you were horrible, or somebody else said your stuff was ugly, and it stuck with you, and it's a painful reminder, right? I think anyone who says that to anybody is just a horrible teacher, period. I mean, if they can't teach you how to have joy in art and create something beautiful, then they're a horrible teacher. Yes, we all can't be Picasso. I myself can't be Picasso. I can't paint perfect portraits at age 13 like he did. But I have my own thing, and I can't compare myself to Picasso because I'm not Picasso. I'm Ellen, right? And you shouldn't compare yourself to Susie or Jane because you're not Susie or Jane. You're you. So really, I think you just need to step back and congratulate yourself that you're trying something new and different and exciting. And to those naysayers, don't pay attention to them. They're not trying something new, are they? You are way ahead of the curve, okay? Way ahead of the curve. I really just want you to focus on exploring and painting and trying new things. And sometimes if you're frustrated, like I say, step away, walk away, come back to it another time. Try something else that you know you're comfortable at, right? And then go back to the thing that's hard on a day where you're not so frustrated, because I have my days too. Everyone has their days. But I really just want you to get out of your head and stop saying to yourself, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, my flowers look crap, I can't draw. My friends know who you are, who say they can't draw. 2 people who came on my retreat last year in France said, I can't draw. And I looked at their sketches and I'm like, are you kidding me? You can totally draw. But in their head, they think they can't draw. You see, this is what happens. And maybe you just needed somebody else to tell you that. And it's also very difficult when you're in your own place, in your own room, and nobody around you maybe painting or drawing or doing any art. So they have no reference to go by. So that's why I love when people come to my workshops or retreats, because then I can tell them, hello, you can draw. They need the confidence. It's a lack of confidence that people have because they're kind of starting something new and they're not sure, right? They're not sure, and it's difficult. So when you're posting stuff, like I have a private Facebook group from my Patreon, people can say, oh yeah, this is great, this is not great, or if they're struggling, they can tell you some hints that help them, right? It's a community of people who are going through the process and enjoying art as well. So I just really, really, really want you to get out of your head and stop saying those horrible things to yourself, that you're not good enough, that you can't draw, your flowers sting, I can't do this, I can't do that, because you'd be surprised. I'm sure if I saw the picture in person, it'd be amazing, right? And even the process that when you first started to now, right? Maybe you started out using meh watercolor supplies, like the crappy, you know, I always say crappy because it is crappy, like the Canson and Strathmore, because it's kind of like plastic. It's not expensive, like 100% cotton cold press or hot press. So it makes a big difference when you're painting on the nice paper. And the paints too, like if you're using those chalky, like childhood watercolor paints, they're not great, you know, and you're not going to get that beautiful color that you're looking for. I particularly love tube paints because it's just, it flows better, you know, when you're painting a wet on wet, etc., etc. The pan paints are only good for if you're traveling, you know, and you activate them. You're never gonna get a whole bunch of paint mixed up at once, and the pan paint takes a long time. That's why I love the tubes, right? So especially if you're doing wet on wet. The pan paints are great for like if you're doing some more serious stuff and you're like traveling and you can't have all that wet media. And the brushes too, you know, like some crappy brushes. Some better brushes hold the paint better, you move the paint better, all that stuff. But everything's a process, and you're not going to get it overnight, and you're not going to be Picasso overnight. You know, Picasso wasn't Picasso overnight either. It's a whole process. If you look from their birth to their death, they morphed many times, these artists, these fine artists, like Picasso, Monet, Manet, Cézanne, Matisse, you know, Frida Kahlo, even Georgia O'Keeffe, people like that. They didn't just start out doing one thing. They kind of just progressed. It's a journey. Remember, it's a journey. And you don't have to be perfect overnight, and you're not going to be perfect overnight. Just enjoy the process and get out of your head. Stop telling yourself those horrible things and just paint or draw or create. You know, you don't have to paint and draw. You could cut out shapes and make some collage, you know. All kinds of ways to be creative. How cooking is creative, you know, all that stuff is creative. So let's do something creative. I thought since you're in a metamorphosis state, let's literally paint something metamorphosed, like a butterfly, right? And we'll talk about this even further, but you see, you're in that cocoon stage and you're trying to break out of that cocoon and turn into a beautiful butterfly. And it's happening. You just can't see it sometimes. And it's happening before your eyes. So let's paint a butterfly and get out of our head, okay? So let's practice drawing the butterfly. I always say circles, squares, shapes. Basically, it's a circle, parallel lines, but I do a little curve on the bottom here, and then you're thinking about shapes for the wings, which would be kind of like a teardrop shape, but sideways. It could just be something simple like this, right? And then you can add another little one here. So that looks a little juvenile. If you want to get more sophisticated, draw the little head, and then you get the wings out like this. Bring them in here, kind of want to connect it like this, and then you connect it again like this, right? And then you draw some of the little lines that would go here. They kind of come out like this. And you can put the little circles on some of these. Like a monarch would have like this colored in here on the end, right? Put some more out this way. All these little fun lines. Depends on how you want to do it. Doesn't have to have lines, but it looks a little more sophisticated. You want to do a side view, just a little head, little body like this. And then you're going out, little bumps in, do another one here connecting, and do one out like this, and then the antenna like that. And then again with the lines, just like that. All right, so I'm going to take some hot press, and I'll take my pencil, and I'm just going to draw some simple little butterflies. And you don't have to make them all filled in. It can be all line work, which is kind of fun and sweet. Just going to do a few like we showed here. Just sketching out some simple butterflies. Just turn it. Sometimes it helps if you can turn the paper. And if I don't like my wing, I'll just fix that. So you just want to get out of your head and just want to enjoy painting. So here we're just going to play around with just basically, you can do one color or a couple of colors. I'm taking my Princeton 8 long round. I'm going to mix up some color real quick. I love ultramarine blue, but I'm going to mix some Paynes gray with that. Like a bluish gray color. And if you want to fill in the butterfly color itself first and then go in and paint in, I kind of got some on my paper, and then go in and fill it in. So I'm going to like water down just some simple blue, or you can do yellow, gray, black, whatever you want to do. Like here, I'll give you an instance. I'm just going to put the blue in real quick on the small one. Zoom in so you can see. Just filling in the little wing in blue. Now I'm using hot press because I really love it. It glides, the paint just glides on the paper. And you have to kind of wait till this dries. I mean, you can kind of bleed some of the color in here. Like if I take some of the color and bleed a little bit. It will bleed. It's just not going to be like the cold press, just a little bit different. See, I just did a little couple of tippy taps of that dark blue that I mixed up earlier. So I'm going to do a couple of wings that are filled in with the blue, and we're just doing one color. Experiment and have joy with one color. Well, actually not one color because I added some Paynes gray, but basically blues. And it's kind of pretty if you just concentrate on something simple like that when you're trying to figure out what to paint. So I'm going to do something like that, and then I'm going to go in and take my brush and use it like basically like a drawing, right? So here's my little head. I'm going to draw a little body, and that's the blue mixed with the Paynes gray. I'm just going to go like this, and each wing is not going to be perfectly linear, just kind of everyone's different. Excuse me, I have to mix up more, and always mix up enough paint. I'm not mixing up enough paint here. Mixing up more paint, here we go. Oops, that gets a little dark. Okay. Need to move it. It moves a lot faster on this paper. I'm trying to go really fast. And then you can do like this little, like I said, little lines in here. Start doing the lines kind of coming out like this. Right, you could have another line in here. You can have another line going in here. You can play around with all of this. Connecting. Just a fun way to play with your watercolor paper. See little circles, little lines. I think it's kind of cool just to do monochromatic. Line connecting that. Could do another little circle here. Lines connecting, going out. Isn't that fun? And of course the antenna. Could do little stripes here on the little body. Make it interesting. It's very therapeutic. So it doesn't have to be filled in. Now these ones that are dry, you can kind of do the same kind of scenario on top of them. Again with the lines. Right? The lines here. Bigger one here, connecting. Little ones. You do some little circles here. I'm just going fast. And the antennae. And maybe make the body a little bit darker here. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to do like a little dance of the two. The ones that are just with the lines, line work themselves. I don't know why this watercolor is not working. And then ones that are filled in. You get the antenna, and just figure out lines, kind of connect them. I could sit there and do this all day. Do some big circles on the ends. right? And then I could have little lines connecting off these lines. You should know it's a butterfly. That's all you do. Just play, play, play. Get out of your head about how you're not good enough, it doesn't look good, hers is better than mine. You are supposed to just play. That has a little more Paynes gray in that one, so it's a little darker. I'm going to add some more blue. Didn't like that. See how dark that is? Well, that's okay. We can just work with it. See, go like that, and then have the little lines connecting again on the outside. Challenge yourself to go a little fast. Sometimes when you go fast, it gives a nice loose style. Do those little circles in here. And I'll do another open one. But really today's tutorial wasn't really a tutorial, so much a conversation about trying to be unstoppable in your brain. Like, don't let those naysay voices get in there, and just enjoy what you're doing. Just enjoy the process. It's that simple. Have fun creating. Don't get bogged down in all, if it doesn't look good enough, maybe it's a little wonky, maybe it didn't look right. You know, I was talking about all the time, you can just paint over some of your stuff and gouache. Do some abstract instead if you didn't like the way it came out. I do that sometimes. I'll turn it into like, or you can cut it out and turn it into a collage. We have a couple of, I think I had a tutorial about that. I'm just doing some simple lines here. Having fun with butterflies. See, these are just simple lines. And you make it a little more sophisticated. Maybe get the blue a little bit darker here. Can add some little dots here on the edge. But this took like 0 time. Has a really cool look. You can just fill up the whole entire paper with all these kind of butterflies and see what you come up with. And it can be blue or it can be any color you want. So I just did blue ones. And there we go. So please, please, please get out of your head. I'm going to fill some of these lines in, see? Get a little more sophisticated. And here, get out of your head. Stop saying you're not good enough. You can't do this, you can't do that. It's all work in progress. And just enjoy the process. And pat yourself on the back that you tried something new, that you're trying something new, that you're learning, experimenting. Because most people are too afraid to even try. And the fact that you tried, you're already ahead of the game, you're already winning. And voila! And there's our butterfly. So you're coming out, I'm just some little dashes of metamorphosis. Dash like they're flying. This would be a cute little card. Spring card to give somebody. If you did smaller, mine's big on like a 9x12 sheet. My little dashes didn't come out so great up here. I had to turn the paper, but I didn't. But they're kind of connecting going up. They're flying away. They're realizing that they're enjoying their day. So thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel. And please, please, please remember, it's all about the journey, not the destination. Okay? I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.